Greetings! So in today's video, I want to take a quick look at some of the things that were my favorite of January this year. So the month has just finished and I was able to take a look back on what supplies I really enjoyed using. And some things will not be supplies, but basically what I used the most in January. So the first thing I want to start with are actually these pencils. So it's a set of 7 pencils that in themselves are not really remarkable. They're, quite simple, but they come together as a set and you might be able to buy them individually as well. But I got the set because what I really like of this is that each pencil has lead of the pencil's color. So if you're not familiar with these leads, hold on. So that's the leads that go in the pencils. These leads have been available for quite some time. They come in various colors, and also you can get a box that is mixed. But yeah, you would have to find a pencil corresponding to each if you want to use all these colors at once. So previously what I would do is I would have one of the colors in one of my pencils. But then I saw these and I was like, oh, I think this could be handy because depending on what I plan to paint on top of the sketch, there are different colors that are more suited to specific topics. For example, pink, orange, and red are good for if you want to draw humans or animals. Green is good if you're drawing plants, and these can be useful depending on what you draw as well. I've been going to these basically for all my sketching needs. I also use this eraser. It's one of those Mount Fuji erasers that, well, it's dirty now, but has this shape in the middle, and as you use it, it starts looking like Mount Fuji, which I think is quite fun. Also, these erase super well. While still being on the topic of pencils, I've also been reaching out for this one. So you might have heard me talk about Orens pencils before. I have quite a few, and I really, really like them because they are the best for protecting the lead as you draw. So basically, when you push out some lead, it will never, well, you try not to get it beyond the metal tip, as you can see, and that will retract as the lead gets used up. So your lead is always like protected by this cover. And this one is a 0.5, and I've put in it some colored lead, another type of colored lead. This one is the Unicolor Mint. I think this one existed before the colorful ones I've showed before, but yeah, it's a different color, I think, than the other ones. So I basically have all of these pencils with colored lead in it. I know what each pencil has in it, so I can pick depending on what I want to draw. Also, I've been reaching out for this pen. This is a Squire pen by Baron Fig. This one is the special Earth Day version. Came in this beautiful box. And the whole pen is metal. It's quite heavy. You rotate this hand to take the point out. Click. And the other way around to retract it. And it's kind of a gel pen ink, but it's quite thick, quite nice, and also doesn't blob, really. Sometimes you have ballpoint pen or gel pens and they accumulate ink on the tip and then it sort of blobs. It makes a blob of ink on your paper, and that's never quite the effect anyone wants. So I like this for these. The only downside to these pens possibly is that they are not waterproof. If this was waterproof, I would be so happy. Then a little something that is not a pen, but that is also not a surprise. This brush. You saw this brush featured in my previous upgrade review video. It's the Leonard brush that came with the box, and I love it so much. It's so nice. It's exactly what I wanted in a brush. Like, I've rambled about it in the upgrade video, but I've been using this brush consistently, and I really love it. I like to combine it with this other brush from Trekell. It's a limited edition Black Taklon, but I think the only part of it that makes it limited edition is the color of the fiber. But it's a really good size and a really good brush to pair with this one, because this one is bigger and this one is smaller, so I can really work the details with this small one, and most of the work with the big one. And lastly, a thing that has inspired me in January that is not really an art supply, but It's a character from a movie, and it's this little guy who is named Socks. It's a robot cat from the movie Lightyear. I had no expectations for that movie whatsoever, but this character came as such a good surprise, and I loved it so much. And yeah, I've sort of been kind of obsessed with the cat robot, and no one was surprised ever. So that's it for my favorite items for the month of January. I know it's not a lot, but definitely these items helped my workflow or just made me happy in January. Let me know what you think of this kind of videos in the comments below, and I would love to hear what were your January favorites, if you feel like sharing. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye bye.